Hi everyone, my name is Kim Avila and I'm going to share with you how to use Perky, which is often used for a quick and free way to learn and practice Braille. If you Google Perky, you will access the Duxbury website, and it has the download instructions and software program for Windows. I have already installed it on my computer. This is a free program, so please note that Duxbury does not provide technical support for this program. I'm going to access the Perky program on my system, which is already installed, and I'm going to start a new document with a Control-N, or you can go to the File menu and access the new document there. Perky allows you to use your keyboard to be able to input Braille. And for those of you who are brand new to Braille, please note that Braille comes in two forms. Reading form, which is on the left here, dots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, arranged in 2 columns and 3 rows for reading. But when we write Braille, the Braille cell does the splits, and dot 1 is in the center along with dot 4. So we use our left ring finger for dot 3, our middle left finger for dot 2, our left index finger for dot 1, dot 4 is our right index finger, dot 5 is our right middle finger, and dot 6 is our right ring finger. When you think about your keyboard, it's actually going to be converted into a brailler so that you can input Braille into Perky. And the way you do that is you access the home row and the spacebar. You're going to use 6 keys with those corresponding dots. So right now, with fingers on home row, F becomes dot 1, D becomes dot 2, and S becomes dot 3. But don't think of those letters because when you Braille, they're not going to correspond. Think of them as dots 1, 2, 3. Dots 4, 5, and 6, again, with your right finger on J, okay, K and L, they're going to line up and correspond accordingly. So I'm going to go back to Duxbury and I'm going to show you how this works. I have my fingers on home row. I'm going to hit dot 1. Okay, so there it comes up in reading form, but I'm using writing form with my hands. Okay, that's the letter A, dot 1. Letter B is dots 1 and 2. Letter C is dots 1 and 4, and so on. So I can Braille and practice. I can save my document. If you are in one of my classes, I prefer that when you save, I just hit a Control-S. And I prefer that when you save, you put your name in the file. So I might say something like Smith Lesson 1 for your homework. Okay, so you can go on and continue. If you want to learn Braille on your own, there is a fabulous curriculum that is free and open to you. It's called the Instructor Manual for Braille Transcribing. It's published on the National Federation of the Blind's website. It's made available through the National Library Service. And they have the entire Braille code published for you to learn on your own that you can practice. Now, I do want to say that you do need to know how to use a Perkins Brailler, a manual Brailler, and a slate and stylus. But Perky is a great way just to practice for free on your own, especially if you don't have access to those tools. So here, if I wanted to learn the Braille alphabet, I'm going to access Lesson 1 on the NLS Transcriber Manual website, and it's going to talk about the same things I just shared with you, the layout of the Braille cell. And then it's going to introduce the alphabet, and it's going to give me some practices. So if I were conducting this lesson on my own and I wanted to Braille, I could Braille these assignments. You can print it out if you like. I like to do things electronically. And so I'm going to scroll up here and I'm going to Braille this first assignment. Oops. And as you can see, I just made a mistake and I can backspace through it. So it's really great for initial practice that you're learning. So again, I can save my work and go from there. The nice thing about the NLS curriculum is that I can check the drills. The full practices at the end of each lesson you have to send in if you are enrolled in that course. But you can practice you can look at the drill answers. Okay. So you'll notice on the website that there are two types of files. There's the PDF file, and then there's also the BRF file. The BRF are Braille Ready formats, which people access if they read tactile Braille. Also, the PDF is the visual format, but you can certainly go in and check your answers. Reading practice, you'll notice in Chapter 1 there's a reading practice and so on. That has the transcription here. And then if you scroll down, the drills, like the one I was just practicing, is located here. So a few other tips, so I could check my Braille practice here, what I was just brailing. A few other tips with Perky Duck is a couple of common issues that my students have brought up. First of all, you want to make sure that your keyboard can input 6 dots at a time. So let me show you. I'm going to test my keyboard and I'm going to hit all 6 dots. That's called a full cell in Braille. And of course, I'm using the space as well. If for some reason you're hitting all 6 dots and it's coming out like this, or not all 6 dots, then that means you need to switch keyboards. It's not giving the kind of input with all 6 keys at once. Okay, so I often use an external keyboard if I'm on my laptop, and the reason for that is if you have a touchpad on your laptop, it's not uncommon that part of your hand would hit the touchpad and actually move the cursor, and it's going to put it at a different part in the document, and it's going to mess up your Braille. So I disable the touchpad, or I put an external keyboard on my laptop, which is what I'm working on right now. So I can use my keyboard more comfortably and it doesn't move around the cursor. I hope this has helped. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy brailing to you.